as a leader, you have the privilege to ask the most stupid question, and yet people are going to call you very intelligent. Because they'll say, oh my God, the guy is so humble, he can ask this question.
I think the compassion part is very critical between so many agents that are going to hit us in our personal lives, in our corporate lives, and how we sort of look and seek for that empathy is going to be a very important component. That humanness is going to be a very important part.
Everyone deserves to have a great career, flourish, do what they want to do, and do it better, and constantly keep evolving and learning. And AI helps you do that.
Many a times, I think we go into the grind without thinking that, no, we need to enjoy it, and at the end of it, leave a lot of that stuff for celebration.
Build a culture where people willingly give 20% extra discretionary effort without any reward.
In future, you'll need to manage the AI agents as well as humans, and it's almost like HR's responsibility to manage both. Do you see that era coming up, and maybe the CHRO's role also moving towards that, or it's too far-fetched? All right, lovely to have you, Sandeep, with us. We've been wanting to orchestrate this, and I'm glad that you're here on the show. This is Humanscope with Pushkar, and we've had some amazing guests on this show. Lovely to have you. Welcome.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me over. I'm excited too.
It's been close to about 16 or 17 years of knowing you personally, have seen your journey from leading consulting organizations to now being the CEO of People Strong. It's been quite a journey. Just take us through some proud glimpse moments that you recall, saying that, this has been my journey, that these are the moments that I've been proud of.
Difficult for me to pick up moments of pride, because I just feel I'm very blessed, and I just have immense amount of gratitude that I did have an opportunity to live through these years and work with some incredible organizations, some wonderful teams. In the process, we built something.
Yeah.
It was always a team sport that I was a part of, so literally nothing that has gotten built was just because of me. I think there was a massive amount of work that got done by some very, very incredible people with support of many organizations, clients, customers, partners, mentors, family, literally everyone. So it will be very, very stupid for me to actually take personal credit for literally everything that happened over maybe these 15, 20 years that you and I have known each other. I guess one important part of my career was when I was given an opportunity, one among the equals at Aon, to lead the organization. I felt I was inadequate. I was not the right person to have been ready at that point in time to lead that incredible, one of the largest human capital consulting organizations in this part of the world. To be among the peers and then be as the head of the table.
Yeah.
But I guess my view was always that it's never going to be me who can ever make the largest or the biggest difference. It's always going to be we who can make it. And I started to draw a lot of inspiration because I did play a lot of sports as I was growing up. And I said, it's going to be a team sport. And I think as a team, we got to be able to win the match. Another part was when I really had, in my mind, come to an end of about 17 glorious years with that organization, and I wanted to disrupt myself. And I knew how the most important aspect in that entire decision is going to be not what I did all these years, but how I would close this chapter, because you're more often known for how you close than how you began. So closing that was important. It was not about finding another opportunity very quickly, operating with a sense of insecurity. It was literally to say, I think this organization needs to be in a better place than how I found, and it needs to continue with that growth. So I did work with external, internal stakeholders to literally do that same. For about a year, I got my own time to do some work with private equity, with the government of India, but yet be able to have enough and more of time for reflection, which is really when I realized I want to be back to being a management trainee. So I wanted to find a younger place, a more hungry place, where I can see the excitement, but yet feel the inadequacy, yet feel a little nervous, go back to the dugouts, be able to build it once again, find a team that I would enjoy building it with. I think that's really the journey been in People Strong for the last 5 years. Again, I think it is the playing 11 that we've had, and they've just done an incredible job. I seem to be taking the credit, but very clearly, I guess it is how the team played the entire match.
Of course, and very humble of you to be saying that.
No, I want to make very clear, this is not humility. This is not under the garb of humility. This is truly how I believe.
Awesome.
See, because you got to be in a team where you can be vulnerable. You are never going to be at the place where you know all the answers. Actually, as a leader, you have the privilege to ask the most stupid question, and yet people are going to call you very intelligent. Because they'll say, oh my God, the guy is so humble, he can ask this question. And very early in my consulting career, I used to be in boardrooms when very large CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies have actually asked me a question, what's the difference between a percentile and a percentage? I think a 10th standard kid could actually answer that, but a CEO saying it, it meant, oh, how sweet and how humble of him to actually not feel shy or embarrassed to ask that question.
You can take some liberties.
You can take some liberties. Nobody's going to judge you. You shouldn't judge yourself.
True. What I remember about that year break that you took, and at that time you visited us in People Matters as well, and something that you said left a memory. You had said the amount of data and content that People Matters has over the years, that's the biggest asset that you've sort of built, and figure out how the community can further benefit from that. And since then, we took that very seriously and we invested further on that. But I think it was very profound of you to be saying that during that time. So I must thank you for some of those inputs that you shared during that time.
No, thank you. It was Aon globally was double dialing on data. They'd made a few acquisitions in the space of analytics because they wanted to make sense of this new oil that they had discovered. And it was fundamentally to take data back to HR and help the function become more data driven, have better conviction. You just don't get a seat on the table because you have that CXO title. You got to be able to make predictable decisions with great amount of authority, and authority essentially comes from data. In fact, one of our ex-colleagues who at that time went and worked for Google, and I had a conversation with him in the Bay Area, and I said, so what's so great about working for this great organization, Google? Like everybody seems to be in awe. He says, in Google, if you have the data, you have the power to make and change decisions, and nobody's going to question you. People might think otherwise, but their thinking really doesn't matter, even if it could be the global CEO. If you've got data backing you up, that's it. So I think the world was realizing the entire power of data, and I guess the mobile devices and everything that what we have today has truly just proven it to be more than oil.
Absolutely. That's one area that everyone's been watching. I want to go to that anecdote of the team that you mentioned, and you mentioned playing 11. How does one decide what's my playing 11? And how does one arrive at playing 11? Since you come from playing a lot of sport, if there is some wisdom that you can share with our viewers.
Yeah, it's abstract, but let me think some of the things which. One, you have to believe that they are better than you.
Better than the leader.
Better than the leader. You have to see. Leader is no title. Leader is no entitlement. You just happen to be. You've earned the position to be a captain of a sports team.
Yes.
But Rohit Sharma is not going to be there trying to be a boomerang, right? You have to believe that why they are in the team is because they are the best in what they're doing. And best is not relative. Best is the belief that they have in themselves. The second is collectively you need to believe that I can be better playing in this team of 11. So I am the best, but operating in this team, I have something more to achieve, which I can't do just by myself. The third is you truly, not individually, but collectively as a team, have to index yourself on building your day and your week and your month and your quarter and your year with just the best moments. Every time you're together, if you're not having fun, and fun doesn't mean that you're becoming frivolous, you're not putting in, you are casual with your practice. When you are very serious, when you're very, very focused, but yet there is a massive element of joy and fun. It doesn't seem like burden. It doesn't seem like work. So you're not constantly toggling between finding the balance between work and life. At every point in time, you are experiencing that joy of creation, of being together, because you know that every time you are coming in together, there is the common purpose that brings you together, and it elevates you. It makes you be the better version of yourself.
Yeah.
I think these are the three things that I truly believe come together to deliver to what might just be called a great team.
Okay, interesting. So Sandeep, with this whole agentic coming into play, and agentic SaaS is like the flavor of 2025, what opportunities does it bring at a ground level when you look at HCM, when you look at CHROs mapping their organizational workforce, their journeys, their experience? As per you, what's going to fundamentally change in the way we look at people and talent?
See, there is only one way to actually look at it. This is fundamentally helping us raise the bar for humanity, and humanity in the enterprise setting. Humanity when people are coming to work, how are they going to be able to do a lot more? There's been a debate around how part of human capital might actually get completely compromised and AI takes over.
Yeah.
And that to me is exactly the wrong way to look at this entire evolution that we are seeing around us at this point in time, because I feel they're two sides of the same coin. AI at the ground level is nothing new. It has been there. Obviously, I think the transformative powers and how quickly it's going to change the world is going to be very, very rapid than what we've essentially seen in the past. But we've seen innovations, we've seen technology, we've seen the entire world get onto the world of internet, things of internet, and so on and so forth. I don't think it's going to be any different. It's going to be taking away a lot of the mundane, create a massive amount of space for actually making room for more empathy, more collaboration. It is not just giving more computing power to HR, it is actually giving more power for HR or human resource professionals to be actually able to connect with business and with employees. When you take away a lot of the space, which is unnecessary, it can be done by someone else, can be done better by someone else, you create space for me to do a lot more. That thinking is what's been constantly missing in our HR, in the way we've engaged with our employees. AI is the way to actually bring both the element of simplification and personalization. You look at anything which has completely blown you apart, right? Look at the first time you saw an iPod, right? I found that to be so sexy because it was simple.
Yeah.
Like the design was just incredible. It had nothing fancy. If you compared that to a Sony remote control, which had like some 250 buttons.
Yeah.
It confused the hell out of me, right? But so simplification was the new fashion, was the new beautiful thing to actually see. And AI is there to simplify our work life. It is there to simplify how HR currently operates and engages with employees, and yet be able to make it highly, highly personalized. So any experience that I remember, or you would remember anywhere, is when you have been touched at a personal level. You felt that that individual in that cafe did something different for Pushkar because he knew some part of your preference. Right? That's why the Oberoi hotels excel.
Absolutely.
Because they will remember the newspaper that you had asked for in the room the last time around you stayed with them, and they will say, "Sir, your Economic Times." And AI is helping us bring that personalization, which was almost impossible in the ratio of HR to employees, which is like 1 to 300. Like how do you make it personalized? Personalized in that sense. So today, if I'm an employee, I want somebody to understand what my career aspiration is. Coach me on what could be a better way for me to think about my career 2 years, 5 years from where I am. How should I be able to prepare myself onto that journey? AI does that significantly better than how HR was doing that in the past. One HR could only do it for what we were calling as the hypos, which may be constituted of about 7 to 10% of the entire company. But today you're able to democratize that and make that happen for everyone. Everyone deserves to have a great career, flourish, do what they want to do, and do it better, and constantly keep evolving and learning. And AI helps you do that.
No, I think it just opens up a plethora of possibilities that are in front of us. And how do you see the role of CHRO then changing, and your multiple decades of experience of working with so many organizations, CHROs in your consulting career, now serving so many customers as part of People Strong as well. How do you see that role evolving, changing?
See, like any business, pick up a bank. Bank is more of a technology company than any technology company can actually claim that they're a tech company. Right? When did you last walk into a bank? Everything is done through digital. And today, if you have to be the future CEO of a bank, you fundamentally have to look at how banking is going to evolve through a lens of technology. So you have to be a technologist at heart. And it's not about coding. It is to have the vision of how that experience is going to evolve. HR's job is no different. They have to, at the core, be a technologist to be able to view whatever they want to build, right? We anyways made a massive transition from being a personnel department to do an HRD, then to bring in organizational development, to now I think most people are calling themselves chief people officers, people and culture, and so on and so forth. It's the right evolution. It's brilliant the way it's essentially evolved. But now view how you're going to operate and do more with technology. And you can't not be a very, very effective future CHRO or a custodian of people and culture if you're not able to do that with the lens of technology. And fundamentally, your role is to get your people to give you that 20-25% additional discretionary effort, which is how you will do better than your competitors. I think that, to me, is the core job of a CHRO.
Okay.
Build a culture where people willingly give 20% extra discretionary effort without any reward because they're just having fun and they feel like doing it, and they feel like doing it here. It's not something that you can demand. It is not something that you can pay for and get more. There's no dearth of capital in this world. It is how intrinsically people just feel like doing it. And people do it in different ways. Why do people run marathons? They're never going to get a podium. They're never going to have, everybody gets a medal, right? You're never going to be the number one, number two, number three, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Why are you putting in that effort? You're putting in that effort because that is your intrinsic motivation.
Sure.
You just feel great after doing it. Why can't I replicate the same feeling when so many people are coming and choosing to spend the most precious currency that they have, which is their time, working for my company? Why should they only do it 9 to 6? And why do I need to give it a boundary of hours? Right? I just need to somewhere set it free, enable them, not supervise them, empower them, not review them, but get them to be far more enabled, and then see the magic. And I think the secret sauce for that is technology, and now I think the superpower of artificial intelligence.
Wow. So Jensen Wong of NVIDIA had called out that in future you will need to manage the AI agents as well as humans, and it's almost like HR's responsibility to manage both. Do you see that era coming up, and maybe the CHRO's role also moving towards that, or it's too far-fetched?
See, you got to make the agents work for you.
Yeah.
Right? They can even guide you on the vision. They can make it very simple, very quick, very fast, very intuitive. Get you to point what is the right decision to take. Doesn't that empower you? Like today, the AI that I use in my personal and my professional life has taken care of many mistakes that I would actually make. Silly to slightly not so silly. Because I have a tool to check faster research, understanding how other organizations might have done it, get an alternative view, actually feel very vulnerable to an AI, to an agent. How should I prepare for this podcast? I've never come into a studio. It makes me feel a little nervous. There are so many elements. It's almost a coach.
Yeah.
So I don't think the world of agent and humans are to again be made a distinction.
Yeah.
They are going to coexist, and they're going to coexist to ultimately take the level of humanity to the next level and not take away the humanity away from what we currently see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm again bringing in the point of personalization. It is going to help you be a lot more in the moment, in the task, with the person than you have ever been.
Yeah, I agree. So from an agentic view, what do you think will be a fundamental evolution in the people and work industry? The way we look at talent, the way we look at human experience across our workforce, the way we look at structure of our workplaces, the very nature of work. What role will agents have as part of it that you envision? And as people strong, what are you guys setting yourself to building?
So first, I should truly make a very honest disclaimer.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers.
Okay.
Right? As I said, we are trying to put ourselves or get invited into the room with the smartest people, and we will get many of the answers. But this is exactly what our ambition is. This is really what we want to be able to do. When People Strong for the longest period of time has been saying that we want to be in the space to redesign the work line of tomorrow, I think this is it. This is the opportunity for us to actually make that happen. We are already experimenting a lot with the agents in our current product roadmap.
Okay.
We've been the first ones to bring in AI, to bring in generative AI, to bring in our Max, which was the multi-agent architecture experience, into our talent operating system. We brought in our ER agent. We're bringing in our recruit agent. We're looking at the talent coach as an agent, and so on and so forth. And all of that is something which is going to be I wouldn't say it's a quantum leap at this point in time, but truly a bit revolutionary from how we will start to engage with clients, take it to newer markets,
Yeah.
and constantly keep refining that. Again, I think with the GS ecosystem, we are working with people, with the right advisors who are bringing us the global thinking around this entire space
Yeah.
and saying, okay, I think finite amount of capital and time. Here are the three things where I think we should dial down, and I think we have the opportunity to make the largest and the biggest impact. Even internally, how we manage our app support, our ticketing systems,
Yeah.
our bugs that clients report, our implementation. A large part of that has to move onto an agentic implementation format. It should be agent that should actually be doing large part of the implementation at the client end. Then we or our implementation partners throwing consultants and people at the problem, which makes it 120-day long, lots of back and forth between us and the client, wasted energy. All of that will definitely come into play and revolutionize not just the product, but also how the product is implemented at a client and adopted and consumed by the client. And client, both the user as well as the manager population. So vast majority of the 2 million plus employees who use People Strong, who experience People Strong every day when they do the transactional to relational elements related to the employee work life. And to managers who are doing multiple things, right? From mundane activities around approval to allocating tasks, approving goals, consuming learning content, all of that.
Wonderful. So, and I'm reaching out to you more from the aspect of, because you're running tech and you come from human capital consulting. How much role there is on change management versus the technology adoption that needs to be driven? So on one side, you have all the tech that's coming in with agents, and then you have multi-generational workforce within organizations who needs to work on a lot of change. How does one approach this?
See, the change is in the minds of individuals. An organization doesn't have a brain. We do have a brain, right? Like, it's actually how do you conceive this between your 2 ears. If you've got a set of individuals who will look at it not the right way, you will develop resistance. You will create a constrained mindset. The fact of the matter is that businesses or people cannot stop this change. It is inevitable. This is the evolution. This is unstoppable. This is going to gain power and speed. And if you know and if you care to understand, it will take you to the next level. And this entire space is for businesses to engage more with their customers, to get products that they don't even know customers require or need. That's fundamentally how things have evolved. When you first experienced internet on a flight, you never expected to actually be flying and being at 30,000 feet up in the air and having the ability to browse and be connected to the world. You never expected that, but when somebody gave that to you, you were ecstatic. And 2 minutes later, that was an absolute need. If you did not get it, you thought I was flying a terrible airline. Like, how come I don't have internet when I'm here? Right? Like, in a matter of two minutes, it was a stated expectation. Like, that's what the new normal for you was. And that's exactly the evolution with whatever we essentially seeing with agentic and AI. Today, if you were to get people to start doing some of the activities that they were doing in the past, they would not be able to perform those because they don't need to. And somebody else is performing that far better than what they ever performed themselves. I think that's the only way to essentially look at it. You need to look at how can this be solved through technology? How can this be again and again and again solved through technology? And in your personal space, look at any issue. You want to become a better runner, right? You need to see what are the tools available to me to become a better runner. And today you don't necessarily need to go to a coach. You don't have to, you can tell your entire persona to your ChatGPT and you will get a tailor-made running schedule.
Yeah.
Given that you have to run a marathon in 12 weeks from now, given what your previous timing has been, given that you have vulnerability on your Achilles heel, like that tendon is a little soft, so you need enough and more time to actually rest and repair and replenish yourself. It will understand all of that. There is no one trainer who can assemble 20 different variables about you and make you a better runner. Similar is the way I need to look at into my job at People Strong. So I feel it's a bottomless pit with unlimited possibilities.
Awesome. So
Just stay curious and, as I say, just be in the room with the smartest people.
for a long time, Sandeep, we've been trying to fix employee experience, and there are really moments that matter when the experience needs to hold true. Do you think with the whole agentic coming into play, we would be able to solve that at a very large extent using technology? Because year after year, we look at data and still in 2025, more number of people say that, employees say that, hey, it's not the same experience that I get when I'm a customer. My CX part is far more superior than the EX part of things. Do you think this brings a complete new shift in the way we could look at the EX space?
See, I think comparison is just a wrong thing to do in life, right? Like it just ruins whatever you've done, whatever you have improved, whatever little you've scaled, right? So I'll come to the CX and the EX part of it. But the employee experience over the years has certainly improved.
Yeah.
But it's a scale. It's a scale and there is massive amount of scope. Now, when you talk about experience, you talk about multiple elements. You talk about personalization, you talk about empowerment, you talk about how the individual felt. For example, the age-old adage of if you ask someone, how are you, care to know the answer. I would go a step ahead and say, care to do something about the answer that you hear. If the person says, I'm not feeling good, what are you going to do about it? Technology can fundamentally help you do that. So when you're asking an employee, how are you, on your mobile app, are you feeling excited, happy, not so happy, sad, frustrated? And if the person says frustrated, care to know a little bit more. Why frustrated? Do I need to do something? The person might be closed. No, I don't want to set up my meeting with HR. Like I know nothing's really going to come out of it. Throw in some data. The last time around, people said that they were frustrated and they opted to set up this meeting with the HR BP. 70% of them came back feeling a little better. Nudge the person after another 6 hours. Would you like me to set this up or are you feeling better? Is there anything related to your health that I can help you with? See, it is getting personalized. I'm not talking to a bot. Like that's not the way to look at it. I'm looking at somebody who's trying to help me, who's really, really interested in knowing how can I elevate this person from being in not such a good state of mind to being in a positive state of mind, because that matters to that person, that matters to the organization. That's how organization gets that 20% discretionary effort that we are all wanting to get out of our employees and become the breakout companies that we all want to, but are struggling to be one. That is the employee experience that we're talking about, right? Obviously, we've been over-indexed, and there is a lot more that we've generationally done on understanding facets on customer, consumer experience, done more, and so on and so forth. Consumer is also a little bit more forgiving. Consumer is not just experiencing your product, also is
Yeah.
experiencing many other products and so on and so forth. So sometimes his experience about your product becomes a little better because somebody else screwed up.
Yeah.
I thought that could be better because I went disenchanted from you, but I came back and saying, actually, relatively, this was better than that. An employee doesn't have that because unless he or she actually changes the job. And that's the last thing that you want an employee to do, to figure out that, oh my God, my previous company was a better one than this one. So I think there is a element where we need to learn from how we are trying to build customer centricity. I think the only way to essentially be able to do that is to transform your culture and index it on employee centricity. If I'm a bank, if I'm an insurance organization, and everything that my customer experiences with me as an insurance company is digitally, but everything that my employee experiences with me as an insurance company is on papers and archaic elements of tech, which are broken, which are not interconnected, then my experience is ruined. But you're expecting me to give a very integrated digital experience to an employee. I'm a little confused, like, how does that happen? It's like I'm working in a great hotel where I'm there to delight every customer who walks into the door, but my organization is not thinking the same way about me. Do you think I'm going to be in a place where I will remain in that zone that I have to delight everyone who walks in? If I'm not in the most delighted space of mind? The answer is no.
In your experience of doing this across multiple countries, right? Does the approach change? Do human needs and behaviors change? And how does technology then adapt to that? When you're designing for things, and in People's Strong journey, you service so many different countries, so many different customers. Their workforces are, again further into multiple locations. Does that change? Does that evolve? What goes behind that?
See, the element is around localization.
Yeah.
And localization doesn't really mean new, improved or different development and so on and so forth from one country to another and so on and so forth. There are some elements around local compliances, legislation, etc., that have to be built for that country, and then you move on. But a large part of the localization is getting localized to the context of the company, the sector, the country, and so on and so forth. So if we are in Saudi, we want a Saudi client to feel this is Saudi app.
Yeah.
If we are in Manila, we want it to give the feeling it is from Philippines.
Yeah.
If I'm in India, I want to give that a feeling. If I'm a bank, I should see, oh, this understands banking. And there are multiple elements, norms around that make banking, which is a regulatory industry, different from a hotel, from a hospital. I need to understand what is running a 24/7 operation in a hospital, which has different categories of employees, of a paramedic, to doctors, to consultants, to visiting faculty, and so on and so forth. Their nuances, how are they going to use my app? I need to have that context.
Yeah.
And that is what I need to bring into my product. And that is what's called agility. Agility is not just for the sake of it. Agility is what a customer can actually feel. And different people in that customer organization feel that this definition of agility through the People Strong app for me is different than what it is for you, because that's really how it's changing its persona, given the industry, given the country, given even the category of employee within the same organization. A contractor is looking for very different. He or she is not so interested in your performance management and career pathing and so on and so forth. They're really interested in how my number of hours have been clocked, how that essentially gets processed. Is that a click payroll? Can I get paid on a weekly basis? How does that get aligned to the project goals that I've agreed with? And it's not making it complicated. I don't have to go to anyone to seek any clarification. I can see it. If I have any clarification, I can talk to my agent, and I get a very authentic and a real-time and an accurate and a compassionate response.
Yeah, I think the compassion part is very critical between so many agents that are going to hit us in our personal lives, in our corporate lives, and how we sort of look and seek for that empathy is going to be a very important component. That humanness is going to be a very important part of.
See, compassion is about me knowing what you want, who you are, where you're coming from, what your context is, right? As they say, you will find it difficult to hate anyone after you know their story. So that's compassion. And again, to me, AI is there to deliver the humanness, is there to accentuate that human element in the human capital, and not suppress or replace and make it transactional. I feel it is there to get me to be my next best version. And that's how it needs to be positioned. That's how it needs to be looked at. Whether you're using it to enhance your own quality of life in your personal space or in your professional space or as a consumer.
So changing gears a bit, Sandeep, if you were to go back, let's say, to a 25-year-old Sandeep, what would you say to him? What would be your inputs to that Sandeep to live life?
My first would be the two shortest words in the English language, yes and no.
Okay.
Need most amount of thought. And maybe you'll be better off saying no to most things than yes. Just be a lot more discerning. Second for me would be believe there is a larger plan. And it's only in hindsight that you will actually know how the dots connected. So just keep doing your best. And things will evolve. Don't be so attached to instant gratification, quick outcome, result, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
The third would be take tough decisions.
Okay.
The toughest decisions invariably are the best decisions, not just the right decisions, invariably the best decisions. So take them because they're going to take you to they're going to be the biggest difference that you would have made in your life. Take those calls. Don't shy away. Don't procrastinate. Don't push them. No, this is too much. I don't know what the risk is.
Any example that you can share around taking tough decisions?
See, I did share in this chat the tough decisions that I took about in pandemic when we sent our two young children to hostel. It was a very, very tough decision. I don't know if you again put me in that situation, whether I have it in me to take that decision. But just 4 years later, when both me and my wife and actually our kids, we look back and we say, do you think that was a great decision? I think hands down, everybody would say it's a great decision. Thank you, Dad. We did it. Thank you, Mom. And we just feel so grateful that God gave us that courage and we took that decision. Again, I think a big decision for me to disrupt myself from a large Aeon to a small growing company, people strong, amazing decision. If you had told me 5 years back, would you take a decision like this? I feel I should have taken this decision 5 years before I actually did.
Wow.
Maybe I was just a little too risk averse. I didn't want to take it. I don't know why did I deprive myself of taking that tough decisions. And there are just multiple of them. The fourth would be hard work is not a circle. In that circle, maybe it is about 50% of that circle. But the rest 50% is made up of learning, relationships, your social connections, your health, and so many other things. And bring balance early in your life. I brought balance, and I'm still a keen learner and in pursuit of balance. I should have brought that even when I was in 20s.
Okay.
So and you can only create balance when you've got three things on the table. You can't, I don't know, why do people say, I've got a million priorities? It's just oxymoronish, right? Million and priorities. Like, how do you bring three things, be more discerning, say no, invest in the right relationships, few. You want to get healthier, be more discerning. You want to create better quality of time for yourself, be more discerning. It's never going to be, and I learned when the kids separated and they went to a hostel, all of a sudden we didn't have them with us. I realized it is never, I'm never going to have the quantity of time I had with them. So I really had to focus and build the quality in the few days or weeks that we had in vacation, or even over the weekends when we went to see them once in a quarter. You just had to be a lot more mindful and be present. I wish I knew that when I was 25.
And when you say balance, now, is there an anecdote that you would want to pick up towards the running a company? Because that's what you've been doing, as a CEO. Where does balance come in over there?
See, I think to build what's the definition of a successful enterprise? A successful enterprise, in my opinion, is that's delivered good growth.
Okay.
That delivers it with elements around margins and profitability that makes it sustainable. That has happy employees. Happy employees end up giving you their discretionary effort, so you don't have to necessarily pay for that. And that's how you keep your costs in check. Happy employees take care and create happy customers. I don't know how this quarter is going to end, but I know how do I want to close this day and start tomorrow. So how can we have fun for most time that we're turning up at work? I shouldn't resist. I shouldn't feel that as a pressure. I shouldn't feel, it's a chore. It's a review. It's a monitor. I'm going to get measured. Basis that I'm going to get rewarded. It should be, let's go do it. And I think that all just comes if you're bringing in balance. When we started to move towards profitability, we did take a decision that, okay, we will settle for this quantum of growth. Because anything which was more than that had a trade-off that would take the balance away, that would create more unhappiness with our customers because they would call us, we would not be able to call them back. We would have higher attrition. Customers would get impacted. We would constantly be hiring more people. We would not be able to build that culture that we really wanted because maybe 20% of the ship is always in and out of the company. And we said, hold on, we want to do it in a great way. And we will take care of everyone. We'll take care of our investors. We'll take care of our employees. We'll take care of our customers. And we'll take care of ourselves.
Very important.
There is no point of me not having seen my family because for 3 weeks, I've just been in a war zone in office. Even when I come back to my family after 3 weeks, do you think I'm going to be in a great state to be able to give them the best that I have, that I really want to? It makes no sense. What's the point of completing a marathon almost at the risk of fainting at the finish line? Like, finish strong, pop a beer, have a blast. You did a marathon. Leave some energy to celebrate that great 42 kilometers that you ran. Not that you just go and lie flat on your bed and say, oh my God, I need some glucose right now.
I love that part, that leave some energy to celebrate. And many a times I think we go into the grind without thinking that, no, we need to enjoy it. And at the end of it, leave a lot of that stuff for celebration.
Yeah, and see, it's not just the post 42 miles, it is, kilometers. It is even when you're running. Enjoy the scenery. You're still giving your best. Like, you are competing to get better than your personal best. But enjoy the scenery. Like, why would you run in Ladakh and not remember anything that the beautiful landscape that you ran through? Have a chat with someone who just took over you and ran past you. Find that inspiration. Like, be in the moment. And that's really, in my opinion, small but very, very important and careful aspects of breathing and living and enjoying balance, which I think is the only way you can bring abundance.
Wow. Lovely. And I know we've really overstretched on time. So I want to conclude this as well. And I think what I would love to pick up is that balance that one can drive, be it in life, be it in your organization that you're working or you're leading. How can that be the enabler of something big that the universe would want? So thank you so much for sharing that, Sandeep, and being with us on this show. Lovely to have you. Thank you for pouring your heart and having this conversation.
No, thank you. You got me thinking, and I enjoyed it. Thank you, Pushkar.
Lovely. Good luck for all the aspirations that you take forward on the People Strong journey and your own journey ahead. All the best wishes to you.
Now, you've been great partners and will always be. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much.